All right, I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahshai, double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, who will. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the brethren out there pushing this word, doing this work in truth and sincerity. And the one third, which consists of women and children who are going to be saved in the last days. And Ba'ashem Rakak Kwadash, shalom to you brothers, man, pushing, doing this work. And not wavering. In this article, I got it from a post on Instagram, but it is it's an article, but it was just I took the screenshot of it and I looked up the article, and it's somewhere. It's called someonesbones.com, and this article is from March 18th, and I found it to be kind of an eye opener, interesting, whatever, because it says FEMA orders 16,000 guillotine blades from Mexico. And one's to think like, what do they need guillotine blades for? Okay, and FEMA ordered it, so FEMA is, big on concentration camps, concentration coffins for who? The American people. And guillotine blades for who? Who for really who? The 144,000 men of the Lord. When they come down, and I'm gonna just get that real quick before even reading. This is Revelation 12:12. It say, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." And that's truth. Okay, he's gonna come down having great wrath, and part of that great wrath is these guillotine blades. And then living in the last days, man. Living the very last of the last days, man. This article, they ordered it this year. This March. We in May. This is May 1st. March, April, May. So what? 2 months ago? A month and a half ago? Okay. We close to this thing, man. It says, at the same time, President Trump inspected prototype border walls near San Diego. FEMA agents traveled to Juarez, where they discreetly ordered thousands of guillotine blades from a Mexican metal shop 2 miles south of the border. Says an active FEMA agent speaking under condition of anonymity. And Mexico's doing it, supplying them. This is the purchase order he said omitted the word guillotine, but specifically requested 16,000 blades, each one 30 inches, 30 by 25 by 15, with a razor sharp edge ground at a 17-degree angle. Constructed of solid plate mono steel, the exact composition and dimensions of guillotine blades currently stored at FEMA camps nationwide. It says, our source said the shop owner, Jose Lopez of Redacted Manufacturing, accepted the deal only after the lead FEMA agent paid up front in pesos and promised not to retaliate if the blades dull from overuse. The request stipulated the blades be manufactured ASAP. It said the requested stipulation the blades manufactured ASAP. Unmarked 18-wheelers would pick up finished products at regular intervals until the entire order was fulfilled. FEMA sought foreign assistance, our source said, because using America American manufacturers would generate an identifiable paper trail linking the agency to the purchase. Mexican business ethics are less stringent and do not require extensive paperwork. A money exchange and a handshake sales seals a deal. And this is the book of I'm gonna jump to Isaiah 59 and 19 because it matches up perfectly with that. Isaiah 59 and 19. I'll go ahead and get that. It says Isaiah 59 and 19. It says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun, when the enemy shall come in like a flood. The Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against them. So the enemy shall come in like a flood, which is the point. And the enemy came in at 70 AD, but the enemy and ramshacked our people. But that's going to happen again. Okay? It's going to happen again, but in the worst way. It tell you in the book of Daniel it's going to be like a time never before. And who they main target's going to be the elect, men of the Lord, man. Because why? We preaching the name, preaching the right thing. So they going to come in like a flood, and use these guillotines and capture us up and try to get us to snitch and tell and denounce the name. Ultimately, in the article, it reads, the agency is very careful in procuring equipment to be used against civilians. See, it's out in the open now, so it shouldn't be no scoffing. It says our source said they want to avoid both public and congressional scrutiny. The guillotines were purchased in China, the blades in Mexico. It says in other locations we spread things out, makes it harder to trace exactly what is being purchased, just in case. Asked how FEMA crosses the border, he said the U.S. Customs and Border Patrol agency receives instructions to overlook FEMA vehicles that exit or enter the United States. So they're going to try to cover it up. It says problems happen, he added when FEMA convoys encounter Mexican federal police or drug cartels. Issues are usually resolved with a bribe or bullets. It says the current order of guillotine blades, he said, is slated for potential hotspots, primarily zones 6, 7, 8 areas. FEMA expects the most resistance when martial law is declared. Once affixed to the guillotine chassis, the razor-sharp blades will decapitate unruly law-abiding citizens who have been herded like cattle into FEMA internment camps, because that's what's going to happen. If you're not down with so-called white man and what he has to offer you, which is going to be that RFID microchip, he is going to put you in those FEMA camps, man, or kill you on sight. And it's general information now, public information now. It's out on documents. So that the so-called white man is going to sprout, his horns are going to spread out, and he's going to show you that how he gets down. He's about death, and he's about murdering, to push his agenda, and then to he got to do something before the Lord come back, kill off and depopulate. There's a lot of Israelites in his own people. There's the book of Jeremiah 30 and 7. It says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So none is like it. So Jacob's trouble gonna be like a time never before. Jacob's trouble gonna be like a time never before. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's gonna be. Um, it's gonna be like a time where the worst, whatever worst, anything that happened in history is worse than that. And who's gonna be saved out of it or willing the men of the Lord? And the article reads: "So guillotines are more effective than bullets. Guillotines are more effective than bullets at enforcing cooperation." So Fema has conducted beta tests on this matter. A crowd of people is more frightened seeing a person's head cut off than seeing him placed before a firing squad. How do they know this? Well, all I'll say is during Hurricane Harvey, many people, mostly homeless, disappeared. Where do you think they went? He asked. As if this is a good article. God, this is a good article, man. You know, it said asked if President Trump sanctioned guillotine purchases over or the aforementioned actions. He said Trump is probably obviously to what is really happening to the nation. FEMA is autonomous, autonomous, and answers to neither the president nor any executive body. So it's basically its own sub's business. Is separate, so it doesn't have to go and ask permission. The elite bakers is ruling it. It says it is immune to congressional review or oversight committees. It says when probed for information on the martial law timetable, our source said he had no idea when FEMA would manipulate the president to sign the order, but added that FEMA has been preparing since the early 90s and is ready to swoop into action at a moment's notice. So that was a good article too. And I forget this scripture slocky. This is Revelation 2:10. It says, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life." So in those, when we get casted into prisons and stuff, they're gonna be questioning us, torturing us, whatever happens. Yahweh Shemel Shai. We know that that's a lot for some brothers, but if you being that man, you have to stay faithful. Because hey, like I say, it said we'll get a crown of life, and then after that tribulation, that 10 days is just a complete number. They just gonna be like, hey, put them in the guillotine or whatever, because we're basically not gonna, Lord willing, denounce the Lord or give up our brethren. So Esau don't have nothing else to do. Like, forget it. Let's just put him to death. You know what I'm saying? So if we stay faithful, Lord willing, we can escape. Because even if we do get put to death, we're really escaping this world. This current society ruled under our enemy, the lowest base of the man, and we can issue in the kingdom of heaven. Okay, so this really doesn't fear us. It just gives us confirmation that the scriptures is real, man. And this is reality. And matter of fact, the spirit had it. I'm gonna jump in that what I just read, and I'm read verse 13. It says, "I know thy works, and where thou dwellest, even where Satan's seat is, and thou holdest fast my name, and hath not denied my faith." That's the spirit. It says, even in those days where an Antipas was my faithful martyr, who was slain among you where Satan dwelleth. Yeah, so hey, man, if we hold faith, the Lord can find mercy within us, and anything can happen. we might get put in a guillotine, and the Lord might save us, or we might just get be through. But the important thing is not to deny the Lord, or deny this faith, deny Yahbashim Yahshai. If we have to be a martyr, be a martyr. Okay, that's just the fact of the matter. Okay. With that, I would say all praise to Yahweh, Bashim Yahshai. Double honor to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, Shalom.